Hello, dear seniors. When your hands start to lose strength, everyday life quietly becomes harder. Opening jars, turning a doorknob, or carrying groceries. Tasks once done without a thought begin to feel like small battles. Many people over 60 describe this weakness not just as a loss of muscle, but as a loss of independence. Doctors often call grip strength the silent marker of aging because it reflects the overall condition of your muscles, nerves, and even your heart. The good news is that it's not too late to rebuild it. With simple, consistent exercises, you can restore strength and confidence faster than you think. So, number 1 is about the simple grip test you can do at home. The simplest way to check your grip strength at home is by using a common item such as a tennis ball, a rolled towel, or a filled water bottle. Hold the object in your hand and squeeze it as tightly as you can for about 5 seconds, then release. Notice how firm your squeeze feels, how long you can maintain it, and whether your hand begins to tremble or fatigue quickly. Some doctors recommend repeating this test with both hands to compare strength and endurance. If one hand feels noticeably weaker or you struggle to maintain pressure, it could indicate early signs of muscle decline that often appear after age 60. Research published in several aging studies shows that grip strength is more than just a reflection of hand power. It's a measure of overall muscle health, coordination between the brain and nerves, and even cardiovascular fitness. A weak grip has been associated with a higher risk of frailty, slower walking speed, and difficulty performing daily activities such as dressing or cooking. Some researchers have also found a link between poor grip strength and shorter lifespan, likely because it mirrors the body's overall resilience. In medical settings, doctors often use a hand dynamometer to measure grip strength in kilograms. At home, even though you may not have that device, you can still track your progress using the same household object week after week. For example, if the tennis ball feels easier to compress or you can hold your squeeze longer than before, it means your muscles are improving. Early testing matters because it gives you a clear starting point. It's like monitoring blood pressure or blood sugar. Knowing your grip strength helps you detect weakness before it leads to falls or dependency. The goal is not to compete, but to understand where you stand today. By testing regularly, you'll notice progress sooner, feel more in control, and take the first meaningful step toward restoring strength and confidence in your hands. Now, number 2, don't ignore the warning signs of weak grip. Trouble opening jars, difficulty turning keys, or frequently dropping small objects are early warning signs that your grip strength is weakening. Many older adults dismiss these changes as normal aging, but doctors warn that they can actually point to deeper issues involving muscle loss, nerve compression, or reduced blood flow to the hands. Stiffness in the fingers or a dull ache when squeezing can also suggest early arthritis or reduced joint flexibility, both of which affect grip. According to research on age-related muscle decline, grip weakness often appears years before noticeable loss in other muscle groups, making it one of the earliest clues that the body's overall strength is changing. Ignoring these signs can lead to reduced hand coordination, difficulty performing daily activities, and even higher risk of falls due to poor balance and weakened upper body control. The key is to recognize these small limitations before they grow into permanent restrictions. If you notice that simple tasks feel heavier or your hands tire faster, treat it as a signal to act, not as an unavoidable part of aging. Paying attention early allows you to protect your independence, rebuild lost strength, and prevent long-term decline. Now, number 3. Start with daily squeeze and hold exercises. To strengthen grip safely and effectively, start with a simple squeeze and hold exercise using a stress ball, small rubber ball, or rolled towel. Hold the ball in your hand and gently squeeze it as firmly as you can without causing pain. Maintain the pressure for about 5 seconds, then slowly release. Repeat this movement 10 to 15 times per hand each day, resting between sets if needed. Some doctors recommend alternating hands to maintain balance in muscle development and coordination. The key is not speed, but control. Slow, steady squeezes allow the small hand muscles to fully engage and rebuild strength. This repeated motion also improves blood circulation, helping the tissues in your hands receive more oxygen and nutrients. Over time, the nerves that control fine finger movement become more responsive, improving your ability to grip, twist, and hold everyday items. Research shows that even 5 minutes of this daily practice can make a visible difference within weeks, especially in older adults who stay consistent. It's a small investment of time that restores confidence and independence in daily tasks like carrying dishes or opening containers. Regular practice signals your muscles to stay active, protecting them from the natural weakening that comes with age. Grip strength, dos and T come from the hands alone. It depends heavily on the muscles of the wrist and forearm. Strengthening these supporting areas provides stability, endurance, and better hand control. Using a light dumbbell or a filled water bottle, rest your forearm on a table with your wrist hanging slightly over the edge. Curl your wrist upward slowly. Hold for a moment and lower it back down with control. For balance, repeat this movement with your palm facing upward for wrist curls and downward for reverse curls. Adding gentle forearm twists also improves flexibility in the tendons that connect to your hand. Doctors emphasize that light resistance is more beneficial than heavy weights, especially for those over 60, because it encourages circulation without straining the joints. These small, deliberate motions reduce stiffness, improve dexterity, and can even lessen tremors caused by muscle fatigue. Practiced consistently, they build the foundation for a stronger, steadier grip that supports overall hand health and function. Now, number 4. Add wrist and forearm strength builders. Grip strength depends greatly on the muscles of the wrist and forearm, which work together to control hand movement and stability. Strengthening these areas helps the hand stay firm, steady, and coordinated. To begin, hold a light dumbbell or a filled water bottle with your forearm resting on a table or your thigh, palm facing upward. Slowly curl your wrist upward, lifting the weight toward your body, then lower it back down in a controlled motion. Repeat this 10 to 15 times. Then turn your palm downward and perform the same movement for reverse curls. These simple motions target both the flexor and extensor muscles, which are responsible for gripping and releasing objects smoothly. Gentle twisting movements, where you rotate your wrist slowly from side to side while holding the weight, further improve forearm flexibility and control. Some doctors recommend starting with the lightest resistance possible to avoid tendon strain, especially for adults over 60. The goal is consistency, not intensity. Studies on muscle maintenance in older adults show that light resistance exercises performed regularly can significantly improve coordination and circulation. Stronger forearm muscles also help absorb shock and reduce pressure on finger joints, making daily actions like writing, lifting, or using utensils easier. Gentle resistance keeps tendons flexible, protecting them from stiffness and overuse injuries that often cause pain or tremors. Practiced just a few minutes a day. These exercises restore both strength and steadiness, allowing hands to move with greater confidence and less fatigue. Now, number 5. Avoid overuse or hard gripping. Tools. Overusing hand grip tools or heavy resistance bands can easily strain the small tendons and muscles in the hands and wrists. These tissues are delicate, and when they are forced to handle excessive pressure, inflammation can develop around the joints and tendons. Some doctors warn that this kind of overtraining can lead to symptoms similar to carpal tunnel syndrome, such as tingling, numbness, or sharp pain that extends into the forearm. For adults over 60, where joint tissues naturally become less elastic, this risk increases significantly. The purpose of grip training is not to squeeze as hard as possible, but to improve control, coordination, and endurance. Short, steady repetitions performed with light resistance are far safer and more effective than intense sessions that push muscles to exhaustion. Studies on hand rehabilitation show that controlled moderate exercise promotes stronger muscle fibers without triggering inflammation. Using hard gripping devices too often can actually slow progress by causing pain and swelling that interrupt regular training. Moderation is key. Rest days are as important as exercise days. The best results come from gradual improvement, not force. Gentle, consistent movement allows tendons to strengthen safely, keeping hands flexible, pain-free, and strong enough for daily tasks. Number 6. Eat to strengthen muscles from the inside. Muscle recovery and strength in the hands depend greatly on what you eat. Protein is the foundation of muscle repair, and adding foods such as fish, eggs, beans, and Greek yogurt provides the amino acids needed to rebuild fibers that weaken with age. Some doctors emphasize that older adults process protein less efficiently, meaning consistent intake throughout the day is more effective than large amounts at once. Along with protein, minerals like magnesium and potassium are essential for proper muscle contraction and nerve communication. Magnesium helps muscles relax after each movement, while potassium maintains electrical signals that allow the hands to grip and release smoothly. When these minerals are low, hands may feel weak, shaky, or cramp easily. Vitamin D also plays a major role, as it helps the body absorb calcium and supports the tiny muscle fibers in the wrists and fingers. Studies have found that people with vitamin D deficiency often experience greater muscle fatigue and slower recovery after strain. Hydration is equally important because even mild dehydration reduces blood flow and nutrient delivery to working muscles. When the body lacks water and electrolytes, the hands can feel stiff or unsteady. Eating balanced meals and drinking enough fluids each day supports circulation, strengthens grip, and helps prevent the muscle loss that naturally accelerates after 60. Number 7. Practice functional grip every day. Real-life activities are some of the best ways to strengthen grip because they use the same muscles needed for everyday independence. Tasks like opening bottles, carrying grocery bags, wringing out towels, or handling gardening tools naturally engage the fingers, wrists, and forearms in a balanced, coordinated way. Some doctors explain that this kind of functional strength training activates more muscle fibers than isolated gym exercises because it mimics real movement patterns. When you twist a lid or lift a shopping bag, your muscles contract in multiple directions, improving stability and control. Repetition is key. Performing these small actions daily trains the body to respond with strength and endurance when needed most. Research on aging and mobility shows that seniors who practice grip-related activities regularly maintain stronger hands and better coordination, compared to those who rely only on formal workouts. Carrying slightly heavier objects, like a bag of vegetables or a full water jug, for short distances builds both muscle and confidence. Even folding laundry or using a cloth to wipe a counter provides natural resistance that supports wrist flexibility and joint movement. The advantage of these daily habits is that they fit easily into normal routines without requiring extra equipment or scheduling. Every repeated motion reinforces nerve signals between the brain and hand muscles, improving balance and reducing the likelihood of accidental drops or falls. Over time, these small exercises turn ordinary moments into powerful therapy sessions that rebuild confidence and independence. Simple consistency, not intensity, keeps your grip strong enough to manage daily life safely, allowing you to stay active, steady, and self-reliant well into older age. Number 8. Support joint health with warm water and massage. Warm water therapy and massage are simple, effective ways to protect joint health and keep the hands flexible. Soaking your hands in comfortably warm water for 10 to 15 minutes helps relax tight muscles and improve circulation throughout the fingers and wrists. The warmth increases blood flow, delivering oxygen and nutrients that help repair small muscle fibers and reduce stiffness caused by inactivity or arthritis. Some doctors recommend doing this before hand exercises, as it prepares the joints for movement and reduces the risk of strain. The gentle heat also loosens the connective tissues that surround the tendons, allowing them to glide more smoothly and reducing pain during motion. After soaking, massaging the hands with natural oils or creams further enhances these benefits. Slow circular motions over the palms, fingers, and wrists stimulate the nerve endings that control grip strength and coordination. This kind of light pressure encourages fluid movement within the joints, helping to flush away inflammation and relieve swelling. Studies on hand therapy have shown that self-massage can significantly improve dexterity, especially in older adults who experience morning stiffness. Using oils such as olive, coconut, or almond oil adds moisture to the skin while allowing smooth, friction-free movement during massage. Practicing this routine in the evening is especially effective because the muscles are more relaxed and receptive to recovery. It also calms the nervous system, improving hand comfort and readiness for the next day's activities. Regular warm water soaks followed by massage not only ease stiffness but also restore confidence in hand movement. Over time, this simple nightly habit supports joint health, strengthens coordination, and keeps the hands supple, steady, and ready for daily use. So, dear seniors, if you find these simple strength tips helpful, consider joining this growing community of people dedicated to staying active and independent after 60. Subscribe, leave a comment, or share your progress below. Every small step towards stronger hands inspires others to keep moving, healing, and living confidently.